Here's 15 pieces of MMA news you might have missed. First up, on the ESPN app for UFC 327, it shows light heavyweight main event title fight. I think we get some big news tomorrow. Reports came out that there's a new date for the White House event, but Dana posted saying that's not true. The date's the same, Sunday, June 14th. The event will also cost an estimated $60 million, which is 3 times the amount of the Sphere in 2024. There will also be fewer than 3,000 seats, and 1,000 of those are expected to be reserved for members of the military. UFC posted all their announced bouts for UFC 327 and added a new one of Blades versus Hockett. Robert Whittaker says he wants to fight in June and it will be at 205. Josh Van said he got into MMA only after watching Mayweather versus McGregor's boxing match, and says he saw Demetrius Johnson fighting in one championship but did not know he was a UFC fighter prior to that. Wing C's next fight is Saturday, March 21st. Imavov says him versus Hamza was targeted for December and then February, but both of them fell through because of Hamza's foot injury, and says there's no contract yet, but the UFC wants that fight. UFC Mexico is expected to proceed despite all the cartel violence. Rankings update today: middleweight, welterweight, featherweight, heavyweight, and flyweight. Carlos Prata says it would be an honor to fight McGregor and says he would knock him out. Patty says he'll fight anyone, BSD, loser of Max Oliveira, or Arman. Merab is set to compete at RAF 08, which I think is April 18th. Jacoby Smith calls out D-Rod and says the UFC is trying to get him on UFC 327 in Miami. Vulture Walker says by March his leg should be 100% recovered. Michael Bisping thinks Fluffy could probably make welterweight. Carlos Oberg says Hamza should stay in his lane and he's too small. And DC says staying undefeated like Khabib is nearly impossible in MMA.